August 11th, 2004, and I've been spending my time doing bus schedules and cleaning the office and doing other administrative things like that lately, and I'm frankly quite tired of it. So I'm going to head out and try to find the Mackinaw Junction tower one more time. I've been looking at aerial photos from terraserver.microsoft.com lately, and I believe I've identified the building by the distinctive X in the tile roof, present at its original location. But there's a little bit of a mystery. The building appears to be rotated about 30 degrees from what I would expect its original orientation to have been. So it's not really clear whether I'm seeing the building that I think I'm seeing, or some building that's has been built near the site of the building I'm interested in. Did that make sense? Anyhow, I should be there in about an hour, and hopefully I won't get arrested for trespassing, but we'll see. This, of course, is Route 74, Interstate 74, and I'm between Champaign and Mahomet right now. Still on 74, and I'm a little bit west of Congerville at the point where 74 crosses the Mackinaw River, just at the bottom of that hill there. And here it is, Mackinaw River. We'll be looking downstream in a little bit for the tower at Mackinaw Junction. Well, I'm meandering aimlessly somewhere south of the Goodfield exit, and here's my first sign of the Illinois terminal in the form of the high voltage power line. You can see the tower peeking out over there. I don't know exactly where I am. I know I'm west of the Mackinaw. Probably the grade crosses right here. I didn't really see it. Anyhow, getting close to Mackinaw. Here is the grade, right here. Right there. That's the Illinois terminal line to Peoria. Well, it looks like somebody's screwed up the ditching here. So we're going to turn left on Runyon Road and head towards Mackinaw. Well, I choked just a little bit on the routing and wound up in the town of Danvers. And as I was driving along the road there, I was kind of getting a little bit of TerraServer deja vu, because my route was doing exactly what the road did in relation to the railroad tracks in the images I was looking at to the east of Mackinaw. I don't understand how I wound up east of Mackinaw, though, because I didn't cross the river. I crossed it westbound, but then I didn't cross it again eastbound. So I don't know what happened. But if I recall correctly, now this grain elevator here was clearly on the Peoria and Eastern, not on the Illinois terminal, and the Illinois terminal grade was a little bit north of here, and it seems like the train station was actually had a sign on it last time I came here. Let's go find that. Well, here's booming downtown Danvers, and there's a power line that looks an awful lot like a Illinois terminal power line, and I think the station's right over here. Yep, here we go. Danvers. It's got a substation on the back there and baggage cart in front. You can see the insulators poking through the wall there. No longer in use. Kind of cool. I thought there was a sign here that said Illinois Terminal on it. I guess not. I I guess I just knew that it was Illinois Terminal because of the insulators. So that's Danvers. Now we'll head back towards Mackinaw. So coming out of Danvers, the Illinois Terminal was just a little bit off the road, right next to those wooden power poles. And then the Peoria and Eastern had a little better grade with a nice fill. And there's a culvert over there that seems to have collapsed. Whoa, that was momentarily frightening. Just west of Danvers, the road jogs across both of the right-of-ways. There's the Illinois Terminal. That's the Peoria and Eastern. This section of road here is kind of interesting because the Illinois Terminal is on the right and the Peoria and Eastern is here on the left. So it's conceivable that in days gone by, people could have found themselves in between a steam train and an Illinois Terminal electric train riding on this road. On the right side of the road, there's only very subtle evidence of the old grade. Next to the pole there, pole line, you can see the ditching, and it's kind of hard to see. Well, peeking over the horizon down there is the water tower of the water tower of the town of Mackinaw, and of course the power line to our right is the Illinois Terminal grade. These people have decided to build their houses more or less on top of the railroad grade. I find that slightly offensive. And for a little bit coming into Mackinaw, they've actually made a bike path out of the grade. That's kind of cool. And I just lost it. I don't know where it went. Based on looking at the maps and everything, I think it went off to the right there. Yeah, I think that's what happened. So here's, quote, downtown, unquote, Mackinaw. And we're going to turn right here. And just down the hill after turning right, we find the Mackinaw Depot, which is now a tea room. And according to the website, it ought to be open right now. 11 to 2 are the hours, and it's about 5 till 1. Okay, here's the... We must have just crossed the Peoria and Eastern here. That's the Peoria and Eastern. And here's the tea room and the Mackinaw Historical Museum. So I think I'll go in there and have a look. Okay, so then I went back into downtown Mackinaw and turned right or west. And right now the Peoria and Eastern grade is just down in the backside of that property. And then it's going to cross here. Right now we're just north of that sewage treatment pond. So here comes the Peoria and Eastern on our right, and it converges with the road and crosses to the left. There it goes. Okay, and here are those grain bins, and the junction is just right back there. Right back there. The question is, how do I get in there without making somebody mad at me? Okay, now here's the grade, and the grade goes right up there. Okay, now I'm on the southwest edge of town on Highway 9, and there's this other railroad grade here that parallels the road, which I believe to be the Peoria and Eastern. Never really figured out how that works, but I'm going to go in the back way. I'm going to go to Mackinaw Junction by fording the river. So we'll see how that turns out. Okay, here's the river again, headed west out of Mackinaw Junction, Mackinaw, the town. And the issue for me is, how deep is this river? Oh, I bet that's not very deep. There's the bridge abutment for the Peoria and Eastern down there. So, hopefully my assessment that the river is not deep is accurate, because I do not want to have to swim. Okay, now I'm headed north on Schmidgall Road. I think I missed my turn because this looks like it's going to go into Allenton, which is going to put me 1 mile west of where I want to be, but I can wiggle my way back to where I want to be without too much trouble. Okay, turning right on Glueck Road off of Schmidgall Road. This ought to put me about where I want to be. I don't see the power line at the moment though. We'll see what happens. Okay, this is it, folks. This is the point at which the railroad grade crosses the road just to the west of the river. Herberger and Glueck. And there's the grade. So I'm gonna put on my crappy shoes and go see what I find. Well, I thoroughly regret coming back here. My legs are all cut up and in intense pain. But I have found a pile of timbers. And down there is a bridge abutment. So I'm in the right place. Whether or not this is weightable, I don't know. Fuck. Dear God, that was painful. I've never experienced greater pain in my life. Holy cow. Well, I'm down on this mud bar. I think I'm looking at the bridge abutment. And I sure as hell hope this is weightable. Fuck. Okay, I've made it across using a trusty feeling stick to check for depth as I went. I got up to about crotch level, which means the water is about 40 inches deep maybe. And over here is the bridge abutment. So, I'm going to head back into that underbrush. It's fucking wonderful. I was following the wrong grade. I came out just on the other side of the river in somebody's backyard. Well, I've made it. I'm on the right of way. Coming up on the junction. Here's an old signal foundation. And ahead is the junction. Okay, continuing our curve to the west, approaching the junction. Okay, here's the split. Here's the split. That way is Bloomington. That way is Peoria. Over there is the Bloomington line. And down in between the two lines is just kind of a pit. Okay, it looks like the Bloomington line's coming in on the right here. And the junction ought to be right here. By the junction, I mean the northwest apex of the triangle. And here's the platform and the foundation. No building. The building's gone. So what the hell was the X I saw? There's the Bloomington line. Foundation again. And I have to go that way to get out. Okay, there's the western bridge abutment. And the eastern bridge abutment is right over there. Eastern. Western. Now I just gotta get across that fucking river again. Level of pain high. So I've walked along the river from the bridge abutment down here looking for a good place to ford. and I don't have to ford. Mother Nature has left a bridge for me. So I'm going to go across that and walk back up into the Nettles and see where I wind up. Okay, that was horrible. Fortunately, I'm wearing green, but my legs are destroyed with nettles. I don't know what that reddish liquid is coming out of that leg, but it doesn't look like blood. Oh my God. Never again will I descend into a shoulder-high thick patch of nettles. Oh, God. Well, here's where it all started on what turns out. Here's where it all started on what turned out to be the Peoria and Eastern Railroad grade. Down that way somewhere is the, what do you call it, Illinois Terminal. And this is at the intersection of Herberger and Glueck, G-L-U-E-C-K, Glueck. Time to go home and take a bath in tomato juice or something. Okay, and here's where the Illinois Terminal grade comes up from the river and crosses. And let me just show you my leg again. I don't think you can really appreciate my leg. What I've got here is 100% coverage of blisters in this area. It's puffed up and got 100% coverage of blisters, and there's actually like blisters on top of blisters. You have no idea how much this hurts. It really hurts. Ow. That's all I got to say. Here's where the grade crosses. And up it goes. That is dense foliage. I have never experienced anything like that before. Nor will I again. Here's the leg again. See that? It fucking hurts. Off in that direction is Allenton. You can see the line of towers, power towers, steel power towers, there we go. And over there's Allenton, where there used to be a railroad yard. Not anymore. And I think I could probably zoom in on the elevator. There's the Allenton elevator and the town of Allenton, if you want to call it a town. And this concludes our program for today. I am definitely, whoops, and that, well kitties, that concludes our program for today. That was pretty brutal, and I don't think the rewards of finding the concrete foundation offset the pain and suffering that it took to get there and back. Getting back was actually worse than getting there. I'm gonna go take a bath in tomato juice now, or something like that, to recover from the 100% coverage of itching skin that I have. Goodbye. It's me again, and I just want to call your attention to the right leg. Look at that. Can you see? Here's the left leg again. Blisters upon blisters. You think it's painful? It is. Look at that. You ever seen anything like that before?